All right, Emilio, and what's your full name?
Emilio Cervantes.
Excellent. We're doing 5 laps. Is that correct?
Yes.
Very good. Very good. All right, so we kind of discussed a few things already. You've been out with Ben inside the Lamborghini Huracan. Any feedback overall? Anything that came from that? So...
No, it's a fun car to drive. It's a little, you feel the weight in that car.
For sure, for sure.
There's a lot of the 911s I've driven the same way. You gotta watch the back end.
Yep, and then this,
disciplined.
One thing you'll notice is that this car is even more stiff than that. So especially down the straightaway, it's going to kind of hop us around. When we get into the braking zone, it's going to move it around quite a bit. Now, without having all-wheel drive, though, that front end's going to want to get loose. So if you get on the throttle after turn in too early, you'll notice the front end's going to slide quite a bit. Now, alternatively, if you come back off quick, the rear end's going to come back around. Right. And in fact, during the chicane with the paint, since we crossed over that paint there, it's really kind of an iffy area for this car. So you just want to note that when you're out there. Like I said, we already talked about, I know that you're going to be running a fast lap. You've got some significant experience, so no problem at all, but just something I wanted to give you a heads up on beforehand. Okay. Other than that, everything's been checked out on the car. We're all set to go. If you want to go ahead and apply the brake pedal.
Brake?
Yep. I'll go ahead and put the car in. Did you want to run the car in manual mode or automatic?
Manual.
Okay. On the PDK, it technically is a little bit faster automatic. That's the way that Sonny went with it, but it's up to you completely if you want to run it in manual mode.
Okay, well I like to be able to short shift. Because if it's like the Huracan, if you let it wind out, it's good.
You want to run, manual. It's all. This is your experience, my man, and that's what it is. It's a driving experience. We're not out here racing or anything, and so yeah, it's completely up to you. If that's what you want to do, we'll do manual. So I'll get it into manual mode for you. Okay. Now, other than that, the wheel it should be pointed all the way towards the left.
I just turned it one turn.
Okay, great. So you got it all straight. You already know the spiel since they already talked to you about it. You've been out here before. The mirrors, I've got all those. So that's a little bit different for a road racer or a time attack driver. So I've got all those. You don't have to worry about that. Other than that, you got your seatbelt all set. Seating position's looking good. We'll go ahead and roll up here, nice and easy. Excellent. And we got 5 laps. Go ahead up here. I'll stop short of those blue cones. Track markers being, of course, just as a quick reminder, double orange cones for braking, single green cone being that turn in, apex has that pointer, and then corner exit be that last green cone. So we'll stop right here. Excellent job. All right, my man, let's go ahead and roll it up. And as I said earlier, I'll have a lot less instruction than I typically would with someone else, but I will point out some things where you can improve if there are any, okay? One thing I would recommend, and you're doing great so far, use this first lap, get used to the difference in the car, and it's really going to help you by the time we get to that 5th lap.
Yeah, I'm just going 7/10 here. I'm
sure.
Seeing where everything's at. It does not want that gear, it's too little.
into this corner, it'll lengthen this straightaway, it'll carry more speed out.
Copy that. Trying to hear what you were saying. I knew I was doing the chicane wrong.
Oh, it's not that you were doing it wrong. I was just trying to like
start for
better than 95% of the people out here. But it was just like where you can get a little bit more because there's a bit of a bump off to the left side where you usually would want to be all the way left. But if you come over just a tad and trail brake in, you're able to avoid that and it doesn't mess up the car so much going through the whole section. So you felt it kind of jumps back and forth through there.
I almost did it right once. Oh, I'm sorry. What are we doing? Oh, left of the whole lap, cool down. Copy that.
Yeah, they were just coming up. There was no need for them to try to pass because we didn't have the hazards on. So coming left here. We're good. Come out to the right. There you go.
Right? Okay.
Yeah, you can just take the traditional line if you want, but we're just going to try to pump some air through here since you're working the car. That's about it. So just try to use the brakes as least as you can. Keep some speed.
Yeah, I didn't want to loop it here, so my timing was off everywhere. What I wanted to do was go way over there.
Yeah, but it's too bumpy. So if you trail brake in like this, it seems early, but you can actually get on the throttle right here. Now you get a straightaway almost. It'll handle it
really
all
early apex.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And then you come through here, and it helps you out a little bit with this whole rhythm. Because once you're out of rhythm on that one, then you're out of rhythm on this. You saw we kind of went further left than we do. Usually when I come through here, I end right here. I dive straight in. And I actually go past this. I go past this, and now I speed off. And now what it helps on these cars at least, it may not help in a low horsepower car.
In.
Yeah, we can go straight in. It would help us come out with the wheel more straight, more throttle. Now you got a straightaway to bring more speed to.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
So yeah, we just cut between those two upright cones. Nice job otherwise, though, man. Definitely pushing it more than the limits of our typical customer out here, but we'll go to the right. We'll actually kind of point the car right at that came in there.
Straight in?
Yeah, that's
okay.
Right here, just to the left. And those are the cars on that white line. That's perfect right there, my man. And you can get all the way towards the track. You've got the deal down. Excellent. You got any other cars? Or was the last one?
I'm done.
What'd you think of this in comparison to the Urcon?
This feels more like a race car. It's definitely more fun to drive. And even though it rotates, it's totally manageable and predictable. The Huracan has a thing where you can't really breathe the throttle in certain turning applications and catch it. This one, if you make a mistake, you can catch it a little bit.
Yep.
That one, you know, that's what pulled me off. I'm used to being able to go in, say, oh, you know, I get on the power a little too.
Off the brake. I think you pull the foot up. Yeah, just let those brakes cool down.
I'd get on the power a little too soon, too low a gear, so I had too much power to get a little push, and I'd breathe out of the throttle and not lift, but just go like this to let it settle, and the thing would step sideways like, oh, it doesn't want to be. You can't really steer with it like the Ferrari. You steer with the throttle. You can like sit there and kind of control it in a turn without having to saw away at the wheel. This car does that. The Huracan, what I found was fastest was to short shift it, because that way you could just basically roll into the throttle and stay there and not lift. As soon as you lift, that car's unhappy.
The way what I found with that car, the more any sort of steering angle you have in it, the way it works with the computer, it's just dialing you back way too much. And the Superleggera and Lamborghini has always been a couple steps behind Ferrari and Porsche in their traction control, stability control. What it usually is it lets you come out real far, and then it comes on way harder than it needs to. Whereas the Ferrari and this one lets you out a little bit, but it lets you know I'm going to bring you back in. You already feel it.
That second to last lap, went to the chicane. I was like, oh, that was the stability.
Sure, but the Italia, it's for most people, it's working. You can't even know.
Yeah,
it's got a little bit
so
of
buttery and transparent in that car. And you can actually go really fast in the Italia with everything turned on.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, good stuff, man. Well, cool. Well, I'll get you this video, and then we'll hop outside the car, show you where to go.